Rant at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and abruptly getting crushed by a giant rock after a fart joke is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Oh, that's not fair.
What?
He goes out like a freaking punk.
He gets crushed by a giant rock after a fart joke. That's what happens to him. What else was I going to do?
I don't know. Something about cats.
What, you would get impaled and ripped apart by cats?
I'd prefer that, yeah.
Okay, and getting impaled and ripped apart by cats is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Yay!
Happier now?
Yes! The cycle of life continues.
Kinda?
No, I just didn't want it like fucking Flintstones ending.
Yeah, I suppose that is a bit of a Flintstones ending, isn't it?
Judge Hiram Mightor.
It's one of the best parts of the film. Said film is, of course, 2014's The Pyramid.
Yeah, which stumbled across us on Netflix.
Well, Disney Plus /
Was it?
Star, yeah.
Alright. I went, fuck it, I like Dennis O'Hare. I'll watch it. Interesting premise.
Yeah, set in the pyramid. Yeah. I was like, yeah, we like Egyptian shit.
Watched it, went, this was shite.
Yeah, it was really, really shite. And we were like, yeah, we'll leave it alone. And watched Pathology with the intention of covering it for the podcast. And was like,
This is shite.
Yeah, this is just like bad. Like I had it, remembered it as being silly bad.
No, it's just straight up bad.
Yeah, so...
Like, and in a really annoyingly bad way, not in a way that it's, like, entertainingly bad.
In a way that I certainly couldn't talk about it for an hour.
No. Well, maybe the way they talk to each other like they're in fucking high school when they're supposed to be, like, late 20s.
Yeah, but I was like, I can get around the shitty writing because there's, like, a whole load of kick-ass and interesting deaths in it. But then we watched it, and there's only, like, one interesting death in it. So
things escalate very quickly in that film.
Yeah, they really do, and they really shouldn't.
No.
Yeah, so we decided not to do that, and we're flicking through looking for things to watch, and we're like, hey, that Pyramid film was pretty shit, but like fun shit. Let's watch it and rip it apart. And when we watched it the second time, we were like,
hang on,
is this better this time? And it kind of was. I mean, it still has its issues, and they are many and varied, but...
Yeah, it's actually not that bad.
It's definitely better than Pathology.
Yeah, no, you gotta overlook some, like, real bad CGI. Like, real bad. It's not too bad when it's in, like, the night vision, but night vision, you know, forgives a lot of things.
Yeah, the CGI for the main monster is shit.
Yeah.
There's no avoiding that. But they do avoid it by not having him on screen a whole lot. Like, they use him sparingly.
Yeah, they use the setting really, really well, and the panic of the people involved, and the fact that the pyramid itself is like old and crumbling.
Yeah. And
they keep getting lost and they're panicked. It's more the setting. That's the monster.
Yeah, no, it's as much the labyrinthine maze of the pyramid. But it is kind of sold by, well, some of the actors anyway. Some of them are meh, and one of them is a bit extra meh. But Dennis O'Hare is great.
Yeah.
What's his face from the In-Betweeners? James Buckley?
Yeah.
As Fitzy. Fitzy's really fun as well. And I quite like Nora. There's a couple of scenes where Nora's quite good. Can't remember the actress's name. I only have her initials down, so
like
sorry.
Ashley something.
Something beginning with a H, I can tell you that much.
Like Ashley Harriet or...
I don't know, she's quite good. Your man who plays it here, he's not around for that long before he gets crushed by a rock, so he entertained me when that happened.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And he screams pretty well. He gets crushed by a rock convincingly.
Yes. No, not really. For the way he's pinned, I thought he'd be more pancaked. Because it looks like it does.
Oh, it looks like it
comes straight down on top of him like a giant styrofoam brick.
Well, I think that's probably more the visuals letting him down. I just meant after he gets squished. He gives some pretty convincing screams and shit.
Yeah.
But I think the sets are quite fun. That's one of the things that I did really enjoy about the film. So I think when so much of it is about them wandering around and getting lost in this pyramid.
Oh, and they keep wandering into different sections and rooms of it, or inadvertently falling through the floor.
And they know some things about Egyptology.
Some.
And archaeology.
Yeah.
They get some things right, they get some things wrong.
Yeah.
Not terribly, with the exception of the main monster.
Yeah, and the whole kind of greater world story that is there at the very start but then not mentioned again throughout any of it. just felt kind of shoehorned in and unnecessary.
The Akhenaten bit or the Arab Spring bit?
The Arab Spring bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the Akhenaten bit, I was just like, oh, okay, you're just like some old fart who's like convinced that Akhenaten built pyramids when he didn't. He built fucking Amarna. They'd already stopped building pyramids like 8 dynasties before that.
Yeah.
He's what 18th dynasty, golden era. They stopped the pyramid building.
I'm better with actual years than dynasties, so I'm pretty sure Akhenaten was like 18th century or 17th century BC. So you're talking about 3,500 to 4,000 years ago.
Yeah, so that was the whole.
But the pyramids were already nearly like
why would Akhenaten have built a pyramid when his whole thing was a divergence from the accepted religion and the worship of the one god Aten?
Yeah, because he's Aten, and he won't let you worship the other gods. My new favourite meme. But before we get onto all of that, shall we go for a summary?
Yes.
Set against a completely unnecessary Arab Spring backdrop, a team of archaeologists and a magical news crew head into a recently unearthed but extremely ancient underground pyramid. Once inside, they immediately get lost, fall down, moan about the smell of shit for about 20 minutes, and then get picked off one by one and impaled by an ancient terror. Do any of them have the heart to make it out alive?
Oh god, that's awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Not going to make any sense if you haven't seen the film, but rest assured that was a pun.
Yeah, no, coin in the jar.
No. Just no. No, I'm proud of that one. They do moan about shit an awful lot in this film.
That's not what I was giving out about.
Oh, I know. But yeah, so
I have a scene in my head that I don't think is actually in the film that I've somehow inserted from some other film. And I'm
not in your head, so you're going to have to elaborate.
That they're in some sort of mummification lab thing, but I think that might be out of Moon Knight. Because we watched these around the same time. I think I've managed to mash part of it together.
I'm trying to remember if there is. Nope, that's not ringing any bells for me. No. Definitely not in this film.
No.
Possibly in Moon Knight, but I can't be sure.
No.
But back to the summary and the first point in the summary. Why the ever-loving fuck?
Did they use the Arab Spring?
Yeah, the film
They could have just had the government shut down the dig because it's like...
For any number of fucking reasons.
It's the Egyptian government. They're allowed to do this shit and they're extremely protective of their archaeological heritage and it's extremely common. I think it's actually
it's the end of the season. That's it. That's all. They
go home.
They discover the entrance at the end of the season and they're told, no, you have to wait till the start of the next season. And that's why they have to go in. And in fairness, the only reason that they have to go in against the wishes of the higher ups is so that there's nobody there to rescue them.
Yeah.
So that they go in and people don't know they're down there and
that's you snuck in after hours and something terrible happened.
Part of the peril is nobody's coming to rescue them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have accomplished it way simpler than tacking on this thing at the start where
the documentary crew is like trying to navigate through Cairo and Cairo's basically burning to the ground.
Yeah, there's even a scene at the start where the documentary crew are getting hassled in a taxi.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was completely fucking unnecessary. And it was like, was it to make it relevant to the time? Because it was the most barest of connections, other than the fact that it was like, oh, this thing is happening at the time and this film is also supposed to be set now.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's unless you knew it was the specific Arab Springs event, it doesn't really help with dating it.
Well, no, a year comes up. It says 2013.
Ah, okay. I missed that. So it was, and like when they're talking about satellites being new technology, then that could put it anywhere from like early 2000s, like Google Earth.
Oh shit. No, they specifically like in the little kind of opening crawl bit they talk about it. I don't know if they specifically mentioned the Arab Spring, but they say like they're all about the political unrest in Egypt, and then it comes up in 2013.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like when they're talking about satellites, and especially him being so resistant to them using satellites in archaeological digs. Do you remember when Google Earth came out originally and people were finding shit?
Yeah,
using it. So like by giving it a fixed date, it's kind of fucked with it somehow as well. Well, like by saying it's 2014 and he's this resistant to satellites being used.
Well, that's a whole other load of unnecessary bullshit. But at least that I can fathom a reason for his resistance towards the satellite technology is because it's bringing the attention off him and putting attention on his daughter, and it's his dig site. He's discovered this massive new pyramid. He wants the attention, so that in universe, like in the film, I can make sense of that. I can't make sense of the Arab Spring thing.
No, I just felt really tacked on and unnecessarily puts a date on this. This doesn't have to be dated.
Well, and it
could literally just be like, oh, satellites, blah, 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 new scans, we found this thing, and it doesn't have to be dated to a specific year. You could just have it in like early 2000s, blah.
I don't even mind that it's dated to a specific year. I just don't see the point in adding on the whole Arab Spring.
No, it adds nothing to the story.
It adds nothing to it, and there's any other number of ways they could have accomplished having the main characters go into the pyramid with nobody knowing. Like I said, just it's the end of the season.
Well,
pack up your shit. And go home.
They build in a perfect reason when they open up the tomb. With the guy getting the, what's it called? The fungal thing?
Aspergillus.
Yeah, when you inhale...
toxic fumes from inside. Just shitty old air that's been
sealed,
trapped inside a pyramid for however many thousands of years.
When they manage to like crack it, they find this pyramid that's been like out in the desert. It's a 3-sided pyramid. It's incredibly special.
That's a particularly shitty bit of CGI when they break through and the dust cloud comes out. It looks crap. But it's only for like a second.
Yeah. Yeah, they found this like 3-sided pyramid that's been buried under the desert for like millennia. And there's a tunnel getting into it, so somebody's gotten into it before. And they're trying to break through into the tunnle.
Well, yeah, they say that there's an entrance to the
like
apex, but they don't...
It's only the apex, like at the top.
They don't establish that tunnel was built by tomb robbers until much later in the film, though.
But they know that tunnel probably will be able to get them in.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So when they go to break into that, one of the workers ends up getting poisoned by this toxic air. That's reason enough for the government to shut down the dig until, like, the air quality improves in it.
Yeah, they could have done it so many ways.
Like, they literally could have just used that and given us more story on the site or more, like, development of the characters and the character interactions. Because once they get inside, you don't really give a shit about how they interact with each other or their prior relationships.
Yeah, no, once they get inside the pyramid, everything that comes before it kind of doesn't matter. And that might sound like a negative thing, but it actually works in the film's favour because the first time we watched it, there was many things that annoyed us in the start of the film, and it definitely framed our viewing of it. But when we went back to watch it the second time, I think because I knew, oh yeah, there's all this fun stuff in the pyramid and there is some fun gore.
Yeah.
That I got past that and was able to really enjoy the stuff inside the pyramid.
Yeah.
But before we get inside the pyramid...
so you've this documentary film crew who's come because obviously 3-sided pyramid, millennia old, blah, 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 huge news sensation. And they're interviewing this father-daughter archaeological team who've discovered this, and she's like the satellite whiz kid, and he's like real old school.
Basically, yeah, he's the old school man, and she's the new school woman.
Yeah, and he.
But neither of them go in for ancient alien bullshit. I'd like to point that out.
No, don't. Dennis O'Brien's character, or Dennis O'Hare's character, because Dennis O'Brien would have been a completely different movie.
Yes.
He just is this permanently exasperated, kind of crotchety.
I will say, refreshingly cautious for a horror film character.
Yeah, he's the voice of reason.
No, we're not going into the pyramid. They're telling us we can't go into the pyramid, we're not going in. And they convince him to send in the robot, and then the robot gets smashed and they have to go in and get the robot. And he's like, well, we're only going in, like, very briefly.
To get the robot and get out.
And then we're going straight back out. And most of the time he makes sensible decisions.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, except for, he didn't know says tether. Like, one tether, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He didn't notice the tether snapped.
Yeah, that wasn't really perhaps smart on his part, alright.
No.
But the bit where he's getting interviewed at the start.
With Sonny. Sonny,
the
news, the reporter, lady, documentary interviewer person. How do you describe them?
They make out like they're a news crew in terms of the way she's talking about it and like her
like
job
that she's actually like reporting on it live.
Yeah, but then other times she's talking about it like it's documentary and like, oh, there goes my Emmy is one of the lines she has, and
she's also I'm a tough, independent, badass woman.
She's the character I like the least in this film, to be honest with you.
She is quite annoying. There's one or two moments only because I know people who rock climb where she's like, I'm gonna brace myself and shimmy up this tunnel, and she's in completely the wrong brace position.
Yeah,
like climbers would never use that.
But more importantly, she uses she explains a specific
the media training thing. Yeah,
and that's what really annoys me. she sits down to interview Holden, the father.
Yeah.
And she says, when I ask you a question, I want you to incorporate the question into your answer.
The same way you do in essays.
It's a really common interview technique, especially for documentaries, because it means you can cut the interviewer out entirely.
Yeah.
But you still know what questions they were asking. So she says, oh, so if I say, what is your name? He says, Miles Holden. And she goes, no. And he says, oh, sorry, my name is Miles Holden. And she goes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then she asks him a question, and he just starts waffling away without incorporating the question into the answer. And I was like, oh, she's going to call him out on it because we've just literally had that bit explained to us. And no, she doesn't.
Yeah, she
just lets him waffle on. And I was like, what the fuck was the point in saying it to him then? Sorry, that just annoyed me because it was like, why would you specifically tell somebody, give somebody instructions, and then when they've clearly not followed them, just leave them be?
Especially when you seem to be really like type A fucking personality.
Yeah.
Like, that shit would probably bother the fuck out of you and you'd make them do it right.
It bothered the fuck out of me.
I know.
But I was, for A, in world, she should have called him out. B, why would you write that scene and then not have her call him out?
I don't know.
Yeah, I just, blah. That one just hurts me. That one really hurts me.
Also, why was there the random reference to dogs? There being loads of dogs there, and you see one dog.
I think
like, there's freaking dogs everywhere.
It establishes when Shorty gets
Oh, yeah, they're like,
out.
a dog got in.
Yeah, when the little robot rover gets taken out, they say it was a dog.
Poor
But
Shorty.
I also think it's supposed to be because it's just as they're getting there and they're opening the pyramid, and animals know evil.
Animals
So
do know
so the
evil.
dog is barking at the evil inside the pyramid.
And not running away like a good dog should.
Well, he does bugger off then because we don't see any actual dogs inside the pyramid.
No.
But Fitzy and Zahir are about the only two of the main characters we haven't mentioned. We've briefly mentioned Nora. She's not bad either, actually. Nora's kind of fun.
No, yeah, there's some unnecessary nudity on the behalf of Nora. That's just Zahir perving on her with Shorty the little robot.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's weird.
Yeah, and then he makes the comment that everything that Shorty views, not just when it's recording, everything that the camera sees is recorded and sent to the command center, which we later find out is fucking NASA.
And then we find out that that's his girlfriend. And it's like, dude,
So,
what?
Yeah, he's
Massive violation of privacy. Like, he doesn't say it to... Like, he tells her that everything's been recorded, but she doesn't realise that it's watching her. It's
she does. She has copped that.
Yeah, but like...
Because that's why he, like, buggers off to the campfire.
She was changing, though. It's really weird and kind of gross and very bizarre and, yeah. I don't understand why it's there.
Yeah, again, there's any other number of ways they could have established that they were in a relationship.
Messy. That the story's really, really messy until they actually get into the pyramid.
Yeah, all the establishing stuff. It's like
they were like,
I'm going to guess that when they wrote it, they came up with all the pyramid stuff, and they were like, right, how do we get them in there? And wrote that part last because it is the opening act is the weakest part of this film by far.
Yeah,
but yeah, once you get inside, it doesn't really matter.
No. And once I get inside, everything starts going to shit. Because, of course. Because they have, 2 hours to get Shorty and get out. So, because they decide to go again. So they're being shut down until they have to get out because the Egyptian government are pulling all the research teams because it's no longer safe.
Yeah. Told by a definitely not actor.
I reckon that's probably an executive producer who was like, let me have a go.
Yeah. Delivering it from the other side of the screen, being like a college professor, being like, the Egyptian government are shutting you down, Miles. There's nothing I can do.
Nobody wants to give him direction.
Well, yeah, especially if he's a producer for the film.
It's like,
yeah, well done, sir. Please leave.
But they have, they have 24 or 48 hours to get out of there.
There's 24 hours to get out.
And they have to basically return the dig site to how they found it as well. So they got a lot of shit to do. In the meantime, fucking genius Nora and Thingy Mabobs are like, oh, we're going to
send in Shorty.
Have a look around to get some stuff, to bring back. They convince him. They're like, look, nobody's going to go in. He's already put the foot down about people not going into the site because of the toxic air. He's like, no, it's not safe. Nobody's let in. Goes, okay, fine. We'll send him in, take some readings, blah, blah, blah. In and out, quick job. Nobody's going to know. The security guard for the site is not happy about any of this. Poor bastard.
We get a name from him. He is Corporal Shadid.
Oh,
he's the real hero.
Shadid is the real hero of all this. He just wants them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Because he wants to fuck off from the middle of nowhere. Because they literally are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and he's like, fine, you can have 2 hours.
Go and do your shit, fucking scientists, then piss off.
Yeah, and they go in and Shorty more or less immediately gets attacked by random... They think it's a dog. And something they're like, well, now we've got to go in and get Shorty.
Because otherwise with NASA, it's like, because it's on loan from NASA.
Yeah, that's where we find out it's on loan from NASA.
Yeah, he had mentioned previously that the chassis was built, it's similar to the chassis that NASA built for the Mars rovers. Yeah. But he never states that it's on loan from NASA until it gets fucking broken.
Yeah. And then he's like, does he not understand how this works? I was like, none of us understood how this works here. You've just explained it to us right this second.
You lost $1 million bot. Well,
especially when it breaks and he's all like, they're like, what, is it fucked? And he's like, wait. And he touches like 2 paddles and then he's like, nah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, what was that going to do?
He's got no power. We're going to have to go and get him because we can't leave him there. And he's like, I just love the fact that he's like, what's NASA going to do when they find out we lost their robot? It's like, dude, you didn't lose it.
Well, Fitzy says that. He's like, you didn't lose it. You know exactly where it is. It's inside the pyramid.
Yeah, it's safe there. We're just going to seal it up. We'll come back and get it later. Like,
because Fitzy doesn't want to go in.
No, poor Fitzy. Fitzy's one I really feel for.
Because at first...
Fitzy's like, I'm cool to sit out over here. And they're like, no, you're the cameraman. Go.
Well, it's because initially it's Zahir is like, I have to go in and get it.
How many horror films do the poor documentary film crew who really don't want to be there, who would rather go home?
But that's what I'm trying to say. Poor Fitzy doesn't even want to go in. Zahir's like, I have to go and get my robot. And Nora's like, I'm your girlfriend and I know pyramids, so I'm going to go in and keep you safe. And Holden's like, I'm your dad, you're not going in without me. Fucking Sonny pipes up
Holden's
and is like,
oh, I'll go in with fucking Zahir to get the robot.
Oh, so you don't have to go in.
And then she's like, if you're fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah, I'm passing the opportunity. Yeah. Those 3
and Sonny is like, we go where you go. And Fitzy's like, I'm cool.
I'll stay out here. And she's like, no, you're getting your ass into that pyramid. Stupid Sonny.
But then they find out that Thingy's got her own camera. Can we just use that footage? Cheers, I'm not going in there.
Actually, yeah, at that point, Fitzy should have been like, no, she's got a camera. Like, let her do it.
But then Sonny's like, because they have to wear respirators going into the pyramid because obviously weird, crazy, toxic air. You've already seen a guy foaming out the mouth all rabid.
Yeah.
And Sonny's like, oh my God, are they going to really make us wear these?
No, that's Fitzy. Fitzy keeps bitching about the masks.
Yeah, Fitzy was one of those ones who wore it below his nose, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, Fitzy later on in the film moves the mask off his face so he can hear somebody better.
Oh, that annoyed me so much.
Yep. Pre-pandemic, this is what, like 5 years pre-pandemic or 6 years pre the pandemic. But watching it post-pandemic, I'm like, you don't need to move your mask to hear people better, you fucking idiot, Fitzy.
In fairness, I do when I'm driving. I turn down the radio to see that,
when you're approaching your destination.
Yeah, to find the place better.
That's entirely different. The first time we watched this film, Fitzy really annoyed me. And then when we watched the second time, Sonny really annoyed me. She annoyed me the first time, but she really annoyed me.
Her death is extreme. Spoiler: she dies. Who cares?
Yeah, she's the one.
Her death is extremely satisfying when it does happen.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
but yeah, the second time around, I think she annoyed me more because I knew she was annoying. But Fitzy actually grew on me.
The media question really, really stuck in your craw this time.
No, that's just stupid. It's the way she acts inside the pyramid pisses me off. Because she swings wildly between, I know what I'm doing, then freaking out. And then accusing people, and then just straight up screaming in people's faces. And she's just annoying. And yeah, I'm absolutely happy when she dies. But Fitzy he's charmingly annoying in some ways. I think it's the way he acts toward the longer they're in the pyramid. He does start to kind of take responsibility and actually try and be helpful.
Yeah.
Whereas she seems to go the other way and devolve.
Yeah, she's completely like, fuck you, I'm getting out.
On my own. Well, she doesn't run off on her own, but...
Yeah, but she's like, I can get up here.
I can do this thing. I can do it all on my own. Yeah, sorry, Sonny pisses me off.
She does go, she really just goes off the deep end.
Well, I suppose she does have sepsis, doesn't she?
Does she?
Well, she gets scratched by the Sphinx cats that are running around the pyramid. when she goes up the tunnel. She gets scratched in the face. And then there's that bit where Fitzy's like, Sonny, your eye's not looking too good. And she's all like horrible and infected. And
ew, I missed that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then they all get infected by the fungal air shit anyway. Yeah. But her face and her eye are all horrible because of the scratch. So
yeah,
maybe it's that. Are they supposed to be saying that she's got a bit cat scratch fever? Crazy.
Or do the cats?
That would be a bit on the nose, actually.
Yeah. It takes more than one cat scratch to get cat scratch fever.
Well, not if they've been trapped inside a pyramid for thousands of years,
and they're all like
eating each other and shitting all over the place.
And they're all like scabby and fucking.
They really do. I know I'm saying it, but they really do talk about shit a lot.
They do.
There's about 10 or 15 minutes where they just keep talking about the smell of shit after they get lost immediately. Because they get inside the pyramid and they go down the like access tunnel. But before they go into the pyramid, get lost and fall down.
They fall down so much.
Yes, they do.
And they get back up remarkably quickly for how far some of them do fall.
Well, it's mainly just one big fall.
Yeah, but that hurt.
I'd say so, yeah. But yeah, we should probably talk about, the other main character that we've kind of neglected, being Nora. Well, I mean, we mentioned her a little bit already, saying that she was like
she's
the
new
daughter, school archaeologist.
Yeah, she's the daughter. There's some rivalry. She's having a fling thing with the robot guy?
With Zahir, yeah.
Zahir.
Yeah, we don't really care about that, though.
No,
Nora's kind of fun.
Yeah.
She's definitely more fun than fucking Sonny, anyway.
Sonny just is all over the place.
Yeah, I really, really, really dislike Sonny as a character.
Yeah, no.
But Nora is...
she really fucking annoys you by not correcting him on the question thing. Nora is kind of a little bit more steady, character-wise. She's a scientist first and foremost. Like, when they're geared up to go down into the tunnel, she has the little head-mounted camera, and she's like, I don't want to miss anything. This is my journal, so I'll have this. Like, and she's kind of, she's a bit more level-headed.
Yeah, where I was saying I liked Holden because he was a horror movie character who makes sensible decisions.
Yeah.
Her decisions, it's not that her decisions are insensible. Her problem is that she's too excited to get in there and isn't considering the risks.
Yeah.
But beyond that, once shit goes down in the pyramid, she is mostly trying to get her way out with the occasional like, oh, this thing's really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we gotta get out. Oh, yeah.
It's like, ooh, shiny.
But I do like the scene. We've already said that Zahir gets squished by a big old rock.
Yeah.
And he doesn't die, but they have to leave him.
Yeah.
And not long after they leave him, in fairness.
Because he got like one leg stuck underneath it, and he's not. You're not moving that without at least
Well, they attempt to.
Several burly men and a blood transfusion and like an entire hospital.
Yeah, it just...
it's not going to be pretty. Like, you're not getting him out of there with just like four of you.
No, best to try and find your way out and then get somebody to come back and help him.
Because the second they lift that off, it's a crush injury. That's it. He's going to bleed out.
But it doesn't matter because the big bad comes and steals him away.
Yeah, something like drags him off.
That's what I like is when they hear him screaming. They've just heard your man Corporal Shadid. They've realised he's come inside the pyramid looking for them. And it may be not the best idea to split up in a horror film, but at the same time, given the situation, they're like, right, you go and find Shadid.
Yeah.
We're going to go back and see what's wrong with Zahir. And they go back and Zahir's just gone. And there's a big old blood trail leading off and up the hole. But that scene with Nora and Holden, I really like that because it's quite believable. Like her panic and her grief.
Yeah, and he's her father in that scene. Yeah. First and foremost, he's her dad, and he's trying to console her and calm her down, and at the same time be realistic to what's going on.
Yeah,
he's like, I get it. He's your love, but we have to go. We have to get out of here because whatever's gotten him is probably going to come back.
We can't help him. It's a horrible thing that happened, but we need to.
Yeah, you need to get up. He stops just short of a good slap because she is on the verge of hysteria.
Oh yeah, she absolutely is, and it's not overplayed, and I think that's one of the things that I like about it because
the pair of them together actually have a really, really fun dynamic the whole way through, from the bickering at the start.
Yeah, where she's going on about new technologies and her ideas,
and then
about
it gets a little bit
maybe.
heated between them, and then it cuts back to them, and they're both kind of a little bit terse with each other.
Yeah.
then something will happen, like they'll have a breakthrough, and the pair of them are like little kids on Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to see, because they are believable as a father and daughter.
Oh yeah, no, they don't like veer between being at each other's throats and being all excited like you were saying or anything. It's a real natural relationship that you get between them. It is just
like their shared love of the subject matter as well.
Yeah. And you can see that he just wants her to just hold back a little bit. Yes, okay, this pyramid is buried under the desert and might be as old as you think it is, but at the same time, you're very early in your career and you don't want to be like loudly proclaiming ridiculous theories.
Daniel Jackson.
Yeah, you don't want to do Daniel Jackson on it.
Like, calm down.
And I think, Nora, Holden and Fitzy are probably the most...
Fitzy's so much fun.
So here's a perv and he's not around very long, and Sonny, I have made my opinion very clear on Sonny.
Yeah.
And Shadid is the real hero, but unfortunately he doesn't last too long either.
No, poor Shadid. You feel really sorry for Shadid. All that happened was that he was like assigned that area.
Well, yeah, he was like, don't go in there, don't go in there.
He
don't
had
go in
family,
there.
goddammit.
Go in there for 2 hours and then we don't see it, but obviously he went, they've been much longer than 2 hours, I better go and get these fucking idiots out of the pyramid, finds them, and then immediately gets killed by the monster. Spoiler.
In quite a nice way.
Yeah, no, that's one of the...
That's a squishy death.
Yeah, that's a really nice death. And I don't want to go super full spoiler on this, but I don't feel too bad because it's one of those films where everybody dies.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna...
It's that kind of monster film because they are trapped in this labyrinth pyramid with this like entity that's been there for blah. And also there's other things in there.
Yeah.
Shitting everywhere. So it's not gonna have, maybe one of them would get out. You can tell as it's progressing, it's that kind of film. There's only 5 people go in, and then poor Shadid comes in to try and help and doesn't last very long. No. But that's one of the, given we bitched about shitty CGI earlier, that's one of the really nice bits of CGI because you don't see much of the monster, and the effect of how he dies is just, it's really nicely done. Yeah. But while the CGI for the monster is shitty, mostly, the visuals and like the sets inside the pyramid are actually really nice. Like, I really like how everything is really tightly framed. You do get a nice sense of claustrophobia off it. It's all narrow corridors and then small chambers with other smaller little corridors leading off them. And yeah, it's a proper like old style pyramid. And like, especially if you've ever seen mapping or played Assassin's Creed Origins, running around inside the pyramid of Khufu.
Oh, any of them. You can get.
But it is like, it's a little like tiny, like there'll be a tiny little crawl space and long narrow tunnels and into grand chambers. But because various bits have been blocked up, you're stuck with all these weird passageways that like end midway down. And
yeah, they're not designed. Well, they're not designed for the living.
No, they're not.
They're not designed for the living.
No.
So yeah, the architecture doesn't necessarily make sense, and they do a really good job of capturing it. We bitched about some of their loose use of Egyptian mythology and history.
Yeah. But
I quite like the sets of it and the feel that you get once you're inside the pyramid, particularly the way they have lots of hieroglyphics. Like, at least 3 or 4 times they stop to discuss hieroglyphics. And I know you're inside a pyramid, you're gonna.
Yeah.
But I like the way they do it. They talk about the Book of the Dead, and they're mostly right about what the Book of the Dead is for.
Yeah. I just like the fact that when they fall into a room and all the doors are barred up. But they're all sealed. They all have that beautiful... I don't know if you've ever seen the photographs of Tutankhamun's the seal before it was broken.
Yeah.
The intricate knot with the wax sealing over it.
Yeah.
And all the doors on the inside of that room are sealed like that. But there's no skeleton in there.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy, man.
Yeah, and as they go deeper into the pyramid, it starts to resemble less of a normal pyramid, and there's more.
It's almost like a crypt.
Yeah, it does become more crypt-like.
It's less ornate and ostentatious and becomes utilitarian and bleak.
Yeah, and it makes sense because if this thing's supposed to be as old as it is.
Yeah, you're travelling down through.
Yeah, the bottom is probably
layers.
The bottom is probably where they started, so it's the oldest.
It's kind of hard to build a pyramid from the top.
Yes. You need to work on levitation pretty well first. But there's also, I really like the use of dark in this. And considering the amount of bitching we've done about the film, the use of dark and light is really good, I think.
I like the fact that it is mostly, because it's supposed to be found footage, except for this mysterious third-person camera angle that you get on occasion. It goes into cinematic mode.
This is the magical camera crew that I refer to in the summary.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes into freaking cinematic mode at points. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and probably the last big point of bitchiness that I have for this film. Up until they go into the pyramid, it's all framed as if it's found footage. And I think even one of the tags for the film is found footage.
It is mostly, but just every now and again is a weird third-party camera angle.
There's none until they get inside the pyramid. When they're outside the pyramid, it's all
agency CCTV?
It's all Fitzy's camera, or Shorty's camera,
or her head camera,
or then a bit of her head camera when they start to go into the pyramid. But once they get through the tunnel and into the pyramid proper, there's a shot from like way, way far away in the dark as you see them breaking through, and it's like, hang on, what? And from then on, as and when they please, there are third-person shots that couldn't possibly be from anybody holding a camera.
Hang on. Maybe it's Thingy watching them.
If it's supposed to be found footage, there can't be third-person shots. It doesn't work that way. And it's a bit... I mean, if you can get past it, it's not too annoying. But again, the first time we watched it,
doesn't actually bother me at all because I'm enjoying the screaming and the mashing and the running and all of that much.
Yeah,
again, I'm enjoying that, so it doesn't really bother me.
I definitely enjoy.
Then again, my introduction to found footage was the fucking Blair Witch Project. So anything.
I think that was most people's introduction to found footage.
Anything's a step up from that. I don't mind the odd third person shot as long as it's not up somebody's nose while they're crying violently.
But it's just weird.
I know it's a weird choice.
Yeah, it's just a weird choice. Like, because they could have.
They could have put more cameras on people. They could have had a camera on Steve. They could have had, because that would have been fun, actually, if he had had, a camera.
Why did it have to be, it didn't have to be found footage.
Yeah.
They could have just had, they could have had the camera crew there, fine, but they could have had other establishing shots and stuff like that in the first part of the film. But for the first half an hour, it is clearly just those two cameras, Fitzy's and Shorty's, and nothing else.
In the intro as well, it's like a documentary film crew go to see this thing, and this is what was found. Or does it say that this is what it's found? But
I can't even remember.
The way it's framed in the introductory text is that, you're seeing what this film crew filmed, basically. That's what you're expecting to see.
So
there is a couple, there's one or two shots where it does kind of not make sense. The rest of the time, I don't really mind it. For when they're running around inside the pyramid, when they're like full on cheesing it down those narrow corridors, I'm quite happy with the third person view.
Yeah, no, it's not there that many times. It's just one of those things that mild thing of if you establish something, fucking stick to it.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it found footage and then just randomly throw in third-person shots. If you want to throw in third-person shots, just make it a normal film. That's fine. It would have been fine that way too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Back to the good use of light and dark, because it is just supposed to be these cameras with their lights and their torches. They have a really good use. It's not too dark. It's just the right amount of dark.
Yeah, no, it's really, really well lit. Like, you're never struggling to watch it because of the propensity of movies nowadays to make shit just like so fucking dark you can't see any of the details.
Well, I mean, we were giving out about AVP and even Pandorum to a lesser degree.
I didn't watch it, but apparently
Doom was terrible for it too.
Game of Thrones apparently was just the worst thing that ever happened. Like people just couldn't fucking see anything. I didn't watch it, but I saw screen grabs and stuff of it. Whereas this is dark but not overpowering.
No, and if you can't see, it's because you're not supposed to be able to.
Yeah, like
scenes where they turn off their torches.
But there is moments as well where they're they're clearly in a gloomy room, but they're looking down a passage that just gets darker and darker and darker, and you can feel that inky blackness because there's some ambient light coming in.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a scene like that in AVP, you wouldn't really fucking know. Well, there is. There's the one where they go down the drain, down into the Queen Chamber. But because the rest of it's so dark, you don't really get any sense of going into the spooky darkness.
Yeah, no.
Whereas in this, you are very much going, I don't want to go in there. That dark has weight.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And it seems to,
Like, I don't even want to throw a flare in there because I don't want to see what's in there, because whatever's in there can stay in there and I ain't having it.
No, and it's just you need to absorb the light around it. And there's quite a few shots of
it's just voids.
Climbing up shafts or through tunnels, and you can see one or two of the characters, and then behind them the tunnel or the shaft just disappears into, and you
have no sense of like where you are within the, like, all sense of direction is gone.
The sound editing in it is really good as well.
Yeah,
that it really helps to add to that, because you get weird echoes and things sounded far away, but then they're quite close to you.
And things scratching and scraping that are, maybe they're rodents, maybe it's a dog. Is it a something? Is it help? Please be help. The atmosphere that they create inside the pyramid is the best thing about this film.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I think the three weakest points about this film are probably the one or two characters that we don't like.
Yeah.
The narrative's not great, and the CGI is pretty pants. But the stuff inside the pyramid, the atmosphere, the gore, even, again, some of the acting is really good.
Yeah.
Some of it's not great, and some of it's probably choices of the director and the script rather than the actor themselves.
Yes.
But I'd say there's more to enjoy in this film than not.
Yeah.
But
it was a surprising...
The first watch might not be great.
Yeah, it's a surprising rewatch.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's why we're podcasting about it.
Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise to go back to it and be like, oh, hang on. Hang on.
Yeah, especially because it was the opposite of what we had with Pathology. I know we discussed it briefly at the start, but Pathology, we were like, oh, that was fun and silly and shit, and we'll be able to rag on it, and we watched it and it was crap. And this, we were like, that was definitely silly and shit, we can rag on it, and we watched it and it was a bit better than we expected.
I think Pathology may have been coloured by the company in which we watched it originally, and we haven't watched it since then, and I think that's what it was. Yeah,
I think we kind of Mystery Science theatered it while we were watching it.
Yeah, I think there was probably a group of us, and I think that's where the love of it comes from, but the movie itself is actually shit.
Yeah, no, that was definitely disappointing, whereas this was definitely a surprising second watch.
Yeah, check it out, it's fun. Like, it's a really fun kind of Halloween-y movie, because it is a monster mash.
Yeah, no, it's a monster flick.
It's actually quite fun, and it's nice to have. I enjoy cheesy horror films. Yeah, I love all monster movies and mummy movies, and this is very much a modern version of those. Yeah,
and it was nice that they didn't just go for a mummy.
Yeah.
We haven't really given away what the monster is, actually, so I suppose we shouldn't.
No. It's very fun.
It's very fun.
Very fun.
You do get your traditional nods to it as well, where you have like a sand trap.
Yes.
And you have a pit of spikes and a couple of other bits. But
you've got all your kind of little Indiana Jones moments.
Yeah. What I really like about the sand trap bit is just as they walk into this corridor, and something bad has previously happened to them. Or a few things probably at this point.
Many bad things happen to them.
Holden says to everybody as they walk into this corridor, don't touch anything. And there's 3...
See, that just sets off my squirrel brain.
Yeah, but apparently it sets off his own fucking squirrel brain. Because there's 3 rectangular stones suspended by rope.
Oh, I'm touching it.
And up to this point,
I'm already swinging off the middle.
It's the first time we've seen any rope, any sort of suspended stone or anything in the pyramid, and he rubs on it. And then the trap starts, and Fitzy looks at him and is like, didn't you just say don't touch anything? Yeah. It's like, yes you did.
Well done. You have graduated to scientist on an alien expedition.
Yeah, because he was so sensible up to that point. Well, mostly sensible.
They all do stupid shit.
Yeah, no, you do. You have nice little nods to the old one, but there's enough of the new stuff as well. Maybe that was why they tried to throw in things like the satellites and Shorty and
just to update
and the very very ill-advised Arab Spring bit.
Yeah,
to try and make it more updated-y, but. There was enough in the fact that, this is a slightly different pyramid like anything else we've seen, so it sets up.
Yeah.
There's horrors inside.
It's a weird, creepy pyramid. Let's go see what's in it.
Yeah.
Seems like fun. I don't need anything else than that. I'm very easily entertained, though.
We are both.
Yeah. But I like things to be simple. I lost my fucking mind when they announced Transformers. I, full on, lost it. We happened to be in Finland, realised it was out in Finland before it was coming out here. So we immediately went to our friend and was like, take us to the cinema.
Yeah, watched it in
Now,
Finnish with English subtitles.
And yeah, had a great time. But the thing that ruined it for me was the fact that when he transforms,
Many of them transform.
There's so much shit going on that you can't really take it in.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah. I mean, don't make a film about giant robots that transform into cars called Transformers and not show us the transformations.
Yeah. But I appreciate simplicity in things. Yeah. I think sometimes you can throw so much shit at it. Like, it's like dumping glitter on it ain't gonna help, baby. It's ruined.
Yeah, and they don't. There's no unnecessary subplots which or anything I really in like this. Really, beyond Zahir and Nora's relationship a little bit, but
don't care. Yeah. That just sets up her reaction to his corpse being dragged off.
Yeah, that's fine.
That gives you a lovely little father-daughter moment, which is also accompanied with "Come on, we need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. So,
and also serves to set up the group, to separate the group.
Yeah,
which leads to more shenanigans.
True. True. But yeah, no, beyond that, there's not like a bunch of subplots or anything like that. It's basically they go in, they get lost really quickly.
Yeah.
And in then fairness, have to try and find
I got lost on a ferry for 4 hours. So it happens, okay?
Yeah, but I mean,
I can get lost in my own house.
They like walk into the pyramid, take one turn, go into a chamber, and then go up into the room above that chamber.
Yeah.
And then they come down and they're like, hey, how did we get in here?
Yeah, because his high tension rope thing snaps because somebody stood on it. And I was like, that's hardly high tension if standing on it breaks it. That's twine. That's not even baling twine. That's how shit that is.
Yeah, and it's never mentioned again. So I was like, why bother setting it up? It's not like, something
it's not an unbreakable diamond tether.
No. And they don't like find it later or just find the end of the rope later. And then that was like...
Yeah, because why didn't they just look for the end of it? Like if it broke before he went up into the apex, it would be lying somewhere. All you have to do is go down, check a couple of feet down each corridor and you'd find it.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? Like
they suffer from about...
It would have been so much fun if they had done that and couldn't find it and then got lost subsequently and been like, oh shit, what happened? And like implying that something had like dragged away the rope.
Yeah, they kind of suffer from a 5 or 10 minute bout of extreme stupidity once they enter the... Once they get lost, they start acting mostly sensible again. But in order to get themselves lost, they act very stupidly.
Yeah. Not a group of people you want to be with in a fucking...
So maybe we keep saying that once you get inside the pyramid, it's great fun. Maybe from after about 5 minutes inside the pyramid.
Once they all inhale enough of that mouldy toxic air to start hallucinating wildly.
Shit.
What?
I was talking about unnecessary subplots.
Yeah.
That one, that kind of is one. Because, they use it as an excuse to send, that's why they send Shorty in. But when they're in the pyramid, some of them actually start to suffer from it. Holden suffers from it. You see Fitzy with it. You see Nora with it. And I don't know if you see Sonny with it, but she's got the whole sepsis thing going on. But then it doesn't kill any of them. So, that kind of is an unnecessary subplot.
Yeah.
I'll let them away with it. I'm going to let them away with it.
Well, I'm also going to, they're trapped in a closet.
Well, yeah. No.
And they can't get out. And, you are going to start freaking out. Just look at the hole, in fairness. Well, in 4 days, they all, fucking killed each other.
Well, the flip side of that coin is they'd set it up so if they didn't start to get infected by it, alternate mono might have been like, hey, how come they set up this fungal thing and none of them got affected by it when they took their masks off? So, suppose they were consistent there.
That thing.
That thing.
Yes.
But anything else that you particularly liked or disliked about it?
It's an alright film. It's a laugh.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a laugh.
It's a laugh. It's good, when you're shoveling food in your face and you want to watch something on a Saturday evening.
Yeah, I think...
most of the films I enjoy are mindless, let me shovel food in my mouth and have a good old laugh.
Yes.
Which generally happens to involve a lot of gore because that's just funny.
No, there is. There's some nice gore. There's some nice chases. There's
one or two real good jump scares in it.
Yeah.
Like when they send in the robot first and something goes boom past it and you're like, ooh, what the fuck was that? Because you don't want whatever that thing is, you don't want it fucking near you.
And Shadid's death.
It's crunchy.
Yeah, is a jump scare done right as well.
Yeah. There's a couple of them in there that are really nice.
Yeah, no, it's not Oscar winning. Mind you, nothing we cover is Oscar winning. No. Well, maybe a few things are now that we've done things like Our Brother Were Out There. Yeah. But it was worth the watch. Well, it was definitely worth the second watch because we really enjoyed it on the second watch.
Yeah, if you like Dennis O'Hare as well, and you like what he did and anything he's done in like American Horror Story in particular, this is a really different side.
Well, that was the main reason why we watched it. We were like, Dennis O'Hare in Egyptian horror, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, like it's a very different side to him as well, which is nice to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I think that more or less covers everything that I wanted to say about The Pyramid.
Yeah.
But we will be back next week as ever. I think we might be nearly... we have one more decided film, and then after that we're back into the usual Monorance territory.
Well, that worked because at the moment we got a busted projector.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to find things online.
Yeah.
We maybe even have to resort to pirating stuff.
Yeah.
Shh, didn't say that. No, didn't say that. Fully legal means, of course.
Oh, yes.
Fully legal. But yeah, no, we're very nearly getting back to... I have no idea what we're covering again.
It's especially as well because we're going into November, which is that in-betweeny month of absolute shiteness that's kind of it's like February.
Yeah.
It's just there occupying time.
Yeah, but we still have 2 more weeks of October rants left. One decided and one kind of half decided.
Yes.
And you'll find out next week what they are. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for joining us. If you want, you can head back and check out our other episodes and our other podcast, Monorance the Boys. And you can come and find us on the socials, on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, and you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
You got real Tony to the Tiger on the Twitter handle there.
Did I?
Yeah, you went RantsMono.
Do you want to say goodbye there?
Bye-bye.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are Monorants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Jesse from Sudden But Inevitable and Open Pike Night.
This is Sci-Fi.